Today we're going to be continuing thinking about editing and making small changes to our stories by looking at paragraphing. Have you ever read a book and noticed the author putting their words into sections or starting a new line farther down the page? This is called paragraphing, and it can help our readers to understand when our writing has moved forward in time or has changed or has moved into a different part. So I've added a couple pages from the book Boundless Grace that we're going to look at because I want us to notice how the author uses paragraphing in her story. So let's just take a look at this page from Boundless Grace. It says, Grace lived with her ma and her nana and a cat called Paw Paw. Next to her family, what Grace liked best was stories. Some she knew and some she made up. She was particularly interested in ones about fathers, because she didn't have one. You do too have a father, her ma said when she caught Grace talking that way. I must have told you 100 times about how we split up, and your papa went back to Africa. He has another family now, but he's still your father, even though he doesn't live with us anymore. Alright, so let's stop and think about, we can tell that the author has started a new section when she writes, you do too have a father, because she moves down to another line and then she leaves a space, which is called an indent. So this is a new paragraph. And I'm going to add to our chart over here when to add a new paragraph that we noticed a character began speaking or a new character was introduced. So that's one reason that the author began a new paragraph. So that's on our chart over here to remind us of when we might need to start a new paragraph in our writing. So let's take a look at one more page from the book. And we can see that the author started a new paragraph here as well. And she wrote, well, that wasn't Grace's idea of a father. She wanted one like Beauty's, who brought her roses from the beast garden in spite of the dangers, not one she hadn't seen since she was very little, and only knew from letters and photographs. So let's go back to our chart and think about when she added a new paragraph there. So time had moved forward a little bit, or we might say that it was a new idea. So she started a new paragraph when the idea had moved on to a new idea in the story. So we're going to be thinking about this with our own writing today, and we can use this chart, when to add a new paragraph, to help us think about when we might need to add new paragraphs in our own writing. So what I want you to do is I want you to find a place where you may need to begin a new paragraph by thinking about what we saw in the book Boundless Grace. You might need to go back and see where a new character starts speaking, or maybe where a new idea has started, or when time has moved forward, and you might want to mark that. So I want you to find that place, and I want you to turn and talk to a partner and share about that place that you found to start a new paragraph. I'm going to give you just a moment to do that. As you work today, try going back into your story and marking where you will start a new paragraph. So we want to continue to make our writing the best that it can be, and paragraphing can really help our readers to understand when time has passed or when we're moving on to a new moment or a new idea in our story. So you're ready to go ahead and get started writing today.